Carr. You have HB 2158.
Thank you very much, Madam Chairman. House Bill 2158 aims to improve the Virginia prison education system. This bill is a result of extensive work of a team from the University of Virginia School of Law, included in a stakeholder group brought together by Delegate Corner, which also included the Virginia Interfaith, the Department of Corrections, and among others. There is an amendment to the bill that addresses 3 issues. I'd like to bring that forth.
It's been moved and properly seconded. Without objection, the amendment is before us.
Thank you, Madam Chair. The amendment clarifies that the code updates impact only state correctional institutions that are operated by the Department of Corrections. It also changes the bill language to set a 5-year goal for the Department of Corrections to reduce rather than eliminate prison education wait list. And it adds a Secretary of Labor along with the prison, as co-chair of the Prison Education Task Force along with the Secretary of Education. The goal of the bill is to establish the framework for a more strategic and effective prison education system in Virginia that offers a path from basic education to high school equivalency to college and career for incarcerated students. It has 4 key components. First, the bill requires DOC to more effectively support incarcerated students to learn to read. Second, it establishes partnerships between DOC and other state agencies with critical expertise. The Department of Education will support DOC to expand access to effective adult basic education and GED coursework with the specific focus on developing a strategy to reduce the teacher vacancy rate. The community college system will work with DOC to leverage new federal Pell funding to build a statewide program of higher education in prison. The Virginia IT Agency will partner with DOC to develop a plan to build a secure, modernized information technology system to support its education programs. Third, the bill ensures data for the 23,000 individuals incarcerated in DOC facilities is included in the state's education and workforce data system and analysis. Finally, it creates a 5-year state task force to support implementation. In sum, Madam Chairman, members of the committee, HB 2158 leverages federal fund and Virginia agency expertise to meet workforce needs, reduce recidivism, and save taxpayer dollars. And I would now like to invite the UVA law student Tyler Daughtry to share his research that supports this bill.
Come right up. Thank you for being with us today.
Madam Chair, members of the committee, my name is Tyler Daughtry, and I'm a student at the University of Virginia School of Law. The views I express today are my own. I'm here to speak in favor of House Bill 2158 and highlight the need and opportunity for an improved prison education system in Virginia. The need is clear. There are currently 23,000 individuals incarcerated in Virginia prisons. 95% of them will serve their time and re-enter our communities. They will return to a society where 70% of jobs require some post-secondary education, and most, if not all, require basic reading skills and a high school diploma. At this time, DOC cannot meet this need. 4,000 of the 23,000 inmates read below an 8th grade level, and 32% of them are on wait lists for basic literacy instruction. 37% of inmates lack a high school diploma, and DOC cannot provide sufficient access to GED courses due to teacher shortages. Finally, 50% of the prison population is eligible for post-secondary education, but only 2% is enrolled in college coursework. This is a missed opportunity that is costing the Commonwealth millions. Virginia spends $61,000 per person per year on incarceration. This cost is incurred again when released individuals reoffend, which happens 20% of the time within 3 years of release and 40% within 12 years. Bringing down these rates will save thousands of dollars in reincarceration costs for every individual who enters the workforce instead of re-entering prison. Education in prison is one of the most effective ways to do that, cutting the chance of recidivism close to in half. This bill lays the groundwork for Virginia to instead capitalize on this opportunity. It does so by connecting DOC to existing state agency expertise in education, technology, workforce development, and data, as well as leveraging newly available federal funding for higher ed and broadband expansion.
Thank you so much for your testimony. We appreciate you being here today. Do we have some more people who would like to testify in favor? Oh my goodness. All right. If you could keep your comments brief, I think we may have to go to the 2-minute per side for this one. So come on up, state your name and your organization, and just tell us about your support for this bill.
Yes, ma'am. Madam Chair, members of the committee, I'm Kenneth with the Virginia Interfaith Center for Public Policy. I staff the Virginia Consensus for Higher Education in Prison. We're thankful to Delegate Corner and Delegate Carr for bringing this bill forward. We are in strong support of this bill because it strengthens the entire educational pathway for Virginia in prison. 62% of Virginians in state prisons are academically eligible for college, and for 22 years, so was I. But then and now, we don't have those programs available or accessible to individuals who are incarcerated. Briefly, I just want to say research backs this up, that this is good intention and it will serve the Commonwealth well, as it will strengthen our workforce, and it will also give opportunity to individuals incarcerated to have meaningful employment and gainful employment upon their release.
Thank you so much.
Good morning, Chair Simons, members of the committee. David Doré, Chancellor of the Virginia Community College System. We fully support this bill, and we are happy to be named in the bill and partner with the Department of Corrections. We already have 4 colleges offering Second Chance Pell in 11 prisons, and we look forward to expanding to all 45. Thank you.
Thank you. Come right up.
Madam Chair, members of the subcommittee, Kathy Bircher on behalf of the Virginia State Literacy Association, and we're very supportive of the bill and appreciate the delegate bringing it forward.
Madam Chair, Shane Ruddle with the Virginia Education Association. Our board has taken a position of support for HB 2158. Very good bill, very well thought out. Thank you.
I'm Susan Larkin. I'm the provost at Virginia Wesleyan University, and here on behalf of the university in support of this bill. Tonight we're teaching our first pilot courses in our program, and we're the only 4-year institution offering degree programs. We're going to be teaching 70 students in 4 courses this semester, and those were selected for more than 200 who had interest. So thank you for your support.
Thank you. All right, we've got a minute left, so come on up.
Good morning. Marvin Gilliam, pastor at Mount Carmel Baptist Church, former public school educator in Richmond Public Schools, and just want to, again, express my support for this bill, as it does give opportunity for those who are incarcerated to have the opportunity to have better opportunities once they return to our communities, helping our communities and their families to be better. So we're grateful for your leadership on this bill, and we're grateful for your support.
Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Chair, members of the committee. I asked Delegate Carr if I might testify today because of my experience supporting a young man in Wallens Ridge who was a student at the Discovery School of Virginia almost 20 years ago. I founded and operated the school to help struggling teens find their path to a successful and secure future. That work continues for me here today because education is still the necessary foundation for his life after prison. Can I finish? I visited Matthew when he was in Sussex on a regular basis, but since then his transfer to Wallens Ridge. I've been there once. But his letters and emails to me cry out for me to advocate for the availability of classes for him and the rest of the men there. Classes can give a man hope for a future, for a meaningful life full of work, return to his family, a chance to get a job, et cetera, et cetera.
Thank you so much. What prison was this that you visited?
Wallens Ridge.
Wallens Ridge, okay.
And just say, he really has no opportunity for classes there.
Okay, thank you. That's important. All right, moving online, we have 5 people signed up. So for those of you online, if you could please turn on your cameras and keep your comments brief. I would say around 30 seconds would be helpful. We've had lots of support in person for this bill. So let me start with Ms. Kemba Smith.
Hi, yes. My name is Kimba Smith Pradia, and I was actually sentenced to 24 and a half years in federal prison. I believe part of my success is also because while I was incarcerated, I was able to take 33 college credits through Marist College, and I also served as the liaison who actually registered the students and worked with professors and made sure the students had their books and everything. And so it was really important for me today to share my voice, share my experience, because I do know that after coming out, because I took those courses, I know that it helped to set me up for success, and it allowed me the ability to thrive. And we have so much untapped, underutilized talent within our prison systems, and I hope that Virginia, because I have had the opportunity to
Thank
go
you so
across the
much.
country, and I see various states that are pushing this effort. So I hope that Virginia can follow suit.
Thank you. Thank you for your testimony. All right. Next on the list, if you can please keep your comments brief, we have Gigi.
Good morning, Madam Chair and committee members. My name is Gigi Badawi. I'm a retired Virginia K-12 public educator and administrator. I'm a member of the Virginia Justice Alliance, and we are also a member of the Virginia Consensus for Higher Education in Prison. By providing an educational and workplace readiness opportunities to our incarcerated loved ones, we can definitely open doors to a brighter future. The Virginia Justice Alliance is in full support of this bill. Thank you.
Thank you. Jasmine Tyler.
Good morning. I'm so thankful to be here. I am Jasmine Tyler. I am the Executive Director of the Justice Policy Institute. We are a national organization dedicated to advancing innovative, community-centered solutions to public safety and justice reform that do not rely on the use of incarceration. I am also a professor at Georgetown University, and I teach for the Prisons and Justice Initiative. So I teach inside the Washington, D.C. jail. I am here in full support for HB 2158, and I'm thankful to Delegate Carr's leadership. JPI is also a partner in the consensus that you have heard from several of our partners from already. And I just want to be clear that this bill unlocks transformative opportunities for incarcerated individuals in Virginia. It promotes equity, it reduces systemic disparities, and it instills hope. And I'm going to share some personal reasons why
Thank you so much.
I am a Virginian whose father was attended segregated schools here in Virginia. He earned his GED in prison, and that is my testament to what prison education can do. I also
Thank you so much.
Students who believed that they never.
Madam Chair, point of order.
Yeah. Yes. So thank you for your testimony. I am so sorry. We are running out of time here. Can we keep our comments very brief? 30 seconds. Natasha.
Good morning, Madam Chair and committee. My name is Natasha White. I'm an alumni of Columbia University's Transcending Leadership Institute, and I'm here today in strong support of this bill. Thank you, Delegate Carr, Virginia Consensus for Higher Education and Prison Initiative. I was fortunate enough to have access to college education while incarcerated. College gave me more than just the skills to enter the workforce after release. It gave me hope and renewed sense of purpose. Education reduces recidivism, improves jobs preference. And with this bill, the chance to make meaningful change, I urge you to support its passage.
Thank you. Mr. Patterson.
Yes, my name is Quader Patterson. I'm the Executive Director and founder of Brilliance Behind Bars, and we're with the Virginia Consensus for Higher Education in Prison. I was most recently released from prison July 1st, 2024, and I can tell you with my struggles with digital literacy and acclimating to the workforce, the passage of 2158 would be a godsend for those incarcerated in the communities they're eventually going to come home to. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for that testimony. All right. I think I failed to ask if there was anyone here to speak in opposition in person. All right. Seeing none, we will move back to the committee.
Madam Chair, I have a motion.
Yes, go right ahead.
Move to report.
All right, it's been moved to report. Is this as amended? Do we have some amendments on this bill? Okay, it's been moved to report as amended. Delegate Coiner.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Speaking to the bill.
Go right ahead.
I'd like to thank UVA Law School students for working with us. You got to hear from Tyler. Justin isn't here, but he had a partner in working on this. And I just want to say thank you to everyone who provided testimony, who has lived experience. While we are very short on time, I can tell you every person up here appreciates your willingness to advocate for others and knows how important your stories are. I'd like to thank Delegate Carr. We kind of had the perfect storm. She was working on GEDs. I was working on K-8. Virginia Interfaith was working on college. And probably some people in the room might wonder how this ended up on a K-12 subcommittee. But when you hear those staggering numbers, 32% of those incarcerated don't read even on an 8th grade level, and 37% don't have a high school diploma equivalent. K-12 is exactly where this legislation should be. So thank you, Delegate Carr, for all of your work on this important bill. Thank you, Madam Chair.
We have a motion, and it's been properly seconded. Madam Clerk, you may open the roll. You may close the roll. That motion, that bill reports 8-0. Thank you, Delegate Carr.